Human, put your hands where I can see them. Now I know you're excited for Endwalker. It's probably the only thing on your mind right now. And if I'm being honest,
nope.
mine too.
Also doing
but there's
everything
still 9 days
I
before we
haven't
can
done.
play it. 23 days. So, in the meantime, you might as well start thinking about marriage. Oh, Lucy, that's a pretty big leap in logic. No, open up your mind. This is 6.0. It's time for the Warrior of Light to think about settling down. And because I make such a good character psychologist, I figured matchmaker was the next step in the equation. Not that I've ever been good at math, but yeah. The good news is that the job you made makes this easy. I can determine your best mate, even plan your wedding with a good...
What is this? How's Fargo? Routing numbers.
Well, catering. On that knowledge alone, the bad news is that your destined partner might require lowering your standards. But trust me, Mother knows best. And for the extent of this video, you can call me Mommy. I don't have the milkers to go with the title, but someone's gotta raise you. And then rescue you into the person that's right for you. Feel free to subscribe if you like my cringe content, or you can also leave a comment telling me how much you hate
her
me
content
for not giving
is
you your
absolutely
best girl.
not
That works
cringe.
too. Chapters down below.
I love it.
The title. This is not spoiler free.
Wait. Oh, this is oh yeah, this is spoiler warning. I should probably
Chapters down below.
I should probably let you know if there is one. Major spoilers. If you're a sprout, please come back later. You were warned, human. Okay, we have respected the warning.
This is not spoiler free, and let's go. Starting off with the melee DPS, you guys have a way of coming on too strong in your relationships. So I've assigned you partners that will either help ground you or will also be insane with you, maybe even more crazy than you. And then you'll look normal in comparison. For Samurai, your love language is acts of service, meaning your waifu is going to be Yugiri. This is partly because she will not be with anyone that doesn't remind her of Hien, who will be a continuous topic of interest in your couple's therapy sessions. But also because Yugiri is a girl of tradition and Samurai is a very traditional Final Fantasy job. She will be your stay-at-home mom. She will cook you delicious dinners. She will even assassinate people who get in your way. But despite her capability to murder, she will look at you like this when you come home, a real treasure. Your biggest issue is going to be her secret yandere nature. Are you gonna look me in the eyes and tell me she wouldn't stab someone to keep your love? Don't kid yourself. If you're going the Husbando route, you will be paired with Hien. Hien is the leader, the man at the head of Yansha. And you will be his second hand, his Yugiri replacement if you
This makes you want to go melee for sure.
will. While ninjas were casting mudras, you were studying the blade with Hien. Because he has to stay in Yansha, that means you'll often have to leave him to go on your adventures, and he will wistfully await your return. Imagine the absolute daddy issues your child will have, considering his tendency to run away from stressful situations. You appreciate a well-constructed drama, and you don't really mind if your kid is caught up in the fallout.
See, he would have been okay if he was just good looking, but the way they made him in Stormblood, the way they just completely nailed his character and how kind and smart and strategic he is, he just like has it all. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Varian from World of Warcraft in multiple ways, but he really makes you can't not like him.
Just have another. Clearly, they just couldn't handle the weeaboo cringe, and that means they're not strong enough to live through your parenting. Also along the weeb line, for Ninja, you're the type of person who works hard in their day-to-day and could really benefit from someone who takes care of the little things. Your waifu is going to be Flamin. Yes, the MILF, a middle-aged cat girl. Seeing as she's the one who took the refugees under her wing, she'll have no real holdups with all the killing and shady stuff you do. She might even clean up the mess.
I wish we could see more
However,
of her.
she will probably give you lectures in typical mom fashion. Isn't that part of her appeal for you, though? I know she's holding back on us. I know whatever's under that frumpy dress is gonna be great. If you want a husbando, I'm gonna give you Thancred. The Dilf. Obvious part first. He used to be a bit of a rogue himself, so you could learn some pickpocketing skills from him. Since I know neither of you plan to have an actual job, that'll be pretty useful for you. Go to the Rogues Guild together. There's probably someone there who remembers him from his...
As a content creator, this hits home and digs deep into those issues.
flirty 2.0 days and will tell you cringy stories about him, which will give you blackmail. Might be important considering his quirk of turning into a villain sometimes. Actually, your job is to bully Thancred, pull enemies before him, emasculate him by being your own tank. Square Enix removed your enmity skills specifically to avoid this reality. They knew you would do this to him. But it's time to give the devs the middle finger and find what makes you truly happy. You are the reason behind his white hair. It became white in anticipation of your tyranny. Now, monks, clearly you have a lot of patience, considering how long they've been taking to fix your job. That is why your waifu is going to be Lise. Yes, I realize this is a basic take, but this scene looks absolutely awful if you're playing any other job. So I don't think you have a choice in the matter. If you can't feel the sensual tension in this scene from the Stormblood trailer, you must be as pure as an actual monk.
I just hate how she looks completely different in the trailer to what she actually looks like in the game. When I first saw the trailer, I couldn't even recognize her.
Which means you are absolutely killing it on this fine no-nut November day. Lise is a little too energetic, but you can mellow her out. Maybe even teach her how to think about people other than herself every so often. I foresee a lot of work needed to make this succeed, but once you do, you'll be one of the strongest power couples out of this entire list. On the other end of the spectrum, your husbando is Hildebrand. Now, as I said, you guys are patient, and if we don't want another calamity, we need you to take the L and bring Hildy under your wing. Take him away from his eldritch abomination of a father and teach him how to behave in public society. Seriously, rich people, am I right? They just don't know how to interact with us slaves. On the bright side, the nighttime shenanigans are probably going to be incredible. If Godbird's wife isn't
Cinna proves this being visible, but YouTube does not. Wait, what?
Just think of all the things she had to put up with and still stayed. If Hildy inherited anything from his dad, it's gonna be a wild ride for you. And for someone as responsible and level-headed as you are, you deserve a bit of excitement in your life. Dragoon, correct me if I'm wrong, but you secretly enjoy the idea of protecting someone. I mean, you're not gonna be a paladin main about it. But you like the feeling of someone relying on you. And for that reason, Con-E Senna is your perfect waifu.
Imagine kind of Senna and Estinian together. I don't think that would work out at all. He's too wild.
First, her white and pure aesthetic is a great contrast to your black armors, and we all know she's the weakest link among the Eorzean leaders.
That's
so
true.
She needs you, and guess what? You need her, because your reputation as a floor tank is well-deserved, and she's a white mage. That means she takes care of you, too. Heartwarming. She's kind of a kudere. Once she opens up to you about her deepest secrets and brings you to her secluded cottage in the woods, it's gonna be rewarding. Just don't tell the other leaders about her secret harem of moon cat boys chained up in the basement. The elementals made her do it. If you want a husbando, I'm actually not gonna give you a Stinian. Up! Put your spears down. We can't always get what we want. You're getting Alphino. I said down. I realize a lot of people find him annoying, but I'd give my left to Biddy for Alphino. This might be a good time to mention I hope you're not looting your waifus and husbandos. You wouldn't do that, would you, notoriously pure Final Fantasy XIV community? Now, I don't know if Alfie's got a guy crush or a real crush on Estinian, but you being a dragoon means he's gonna be in your pocket. He's yet another person you can protect. He can hold on to your spear when Endwalker inevitably forces him to swim again.
In some strange way, it makes
S-tier
sense.
epic XD raw comedy according to the writers. Him being a sage, he can also correct your many, many mistakes. He'll be much happier about it than Con-E Senna would be, and you can be as mean to him as you want. There's nothing you can say that Alisaie hasn't said in a far more scathing way than you could ever manage. Alphino is like my son, so treat him nicely. I'm watching you. Reaper isn't out yet as of this video's release, but I already know your perfect match. Remember Stormblood? One character who stands out from the rest is Sadu. Her whole shtick is that her tribe believes they're reincarnations of former dead tribe members, and that means that you, being a Reaper, will seem like a god to her people. You could
It's like yeah, you're pretty much the person who takes her people and basically just takes them where they need to be so they can be reborn. Actually, that would work out.
Probably have a harem situation if you really wanted to. You will satisfy her spiritually for sure. And I mean, hopefully at night, but she seems like a tough
What
critic.
if you don't?
When she dies, you, having a connection to the afterlife and all, should be able to find her next form.
You're dead.
That means you will be a semi-immortal couple. Being trapped in an eternal relationship? That's romance. What are you doing? Stay away from the snow. Now, for husbandos, you're getting Emmett Selk. The only way you're gonna be able to see him after Shadowbringers is through being a Reaper anyway. He has
Yeah, this video makes you wanna be a Reaper, no matter who you choose, you're winning.
the same dry, dark sense of humor that you have. You make each other laugh. In fact, no one else can make you laugh. You've lived in the Edge so long, your sense of humor would make a war veteran go pale. But I think you two could be great for each other. Or extremely horrible and encourage the other to set the world on fire. But hey, every relationship needs work, am I right? Just don't make me regret letting you two have each other. Range DPS. Now, you guys seem shy at first, but you know what you're good at, and you have a certain degree of self-confidence when it comes to those specific things. So I'm gonna match you up with people who know exactly who they are and aren't, just like you do. With the OG Bard, your love interests are both tsunderes. Your waifu will be Lena. We been knew I'm a bunny
Aww.
simp, so I'm jealous.
Do you think-
Lena is a dancer herself, and she used to live among her kind in the
that
forest
would work
until
out.
she left to save the Crystarium. She's
actually
banished
work
from
out.
going back, but you can. And you can take that great big lahi from Rock Chica Greatwood and literally play her the song of her people. She can dance to the beat of your harp flute thing. You are just ridiculous enough to get under her hard exterior and expose the soft ooh-woo girl beneath. As they say, opposites attract. The chainmail armor is probably there to stay, so I hope
Officially
you like that.
jealous
And
of
woman,
bards.
I know I do. Dragoons, we get it. You wanted a Stinian? Hold on, and let me explain. Once upon a time, there was a dragoon skill called Disembowel, which
Still have this one. It's just a flat 10% damage incoming from Dragoon now.
created a piercing resistance debuff on a target enemy, meaning to unlock a bard's full potential, you needed a dragoon in the party. That means there's inherent chemistry here. And while a Stinian needs to be up close and personal to fight an enemy while you stay in the trees and shoot from a distance, the dragoon jumping mechanic means he can join you in those trees whenever he wants. Maybe you can even carve your initials on the trunk. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Pretty sure he wouldn't swing for it, but seeing as you're a bard, you'd probably do it behind his back.
I love the amount of insight you have to actually just go through this and confidently make this video and just be ready for anything.
Stinian would pretend to find you annoying, but secretly smiles at the crazy stunts you pull. Kinda cringe. Cringe culture is dead, and I'm glad you're happy. Machinist. Hear me out. Meryl Whip. I know. Why would I choose her when Hilda is right there? I'm sorry, Hilda just isn't your perfect match. First of all, you're sleeping on the Femro appeal. Rookie mistake. Check her.
She is
dresses
gorgeous,
like
though.
a queen. That means her wardrobe is stacked, which is good, because judging from the artifacts, I mean, the Endwalker artifact slaps, but the others? Most of you don't care about fashion. She's the best leader of Eorzea, because she's not a Lalafell-obsessed hothead like Raban, or borderline irrelevant like Connie Senna. She's strong-willed
Oh,
like
wow.
you. And go ahead,
That's rough.
lie to me. Say you're not interested in having a pirate showdown on her personal ship. Imagine going below her deck. Your husbando is Sid. I feel like this is self-explanatory. Machinists make their own automatons, and Sid could help you with that. Not only
This
could
is
he
beautiful.
would want to help you with that. You could geek out over your inventions together, and who knows, he might even make things just for you. If you're into nerdy middle-aged white nice guys with beards, this is perfect for you.
Like, Sid is not anyone's dream match, but there is something about him that you can't deny being just completely attractive.
Just, when he goes to, spend time with Nero, don't ask him questions. It's the price you pay for Sid's public affection. Dancer. The newest ranged kid on the block, you're a bit childlike yourself. And the girl who embodies that spirit the most is Tataru. Here's my vision for
Aw.
you two. Tataru is amazing at making outfits. She's basically the stylist for every expansion. And you being a dancer,
Yeah,
that's
she'd-
what you need. She also loves
would
money, so think
unleash
about
her
the absolute
creativity.
dough you could make as a team. She would make you you the Slooty Sloot lambs, and you could songbird emote in Limbs Elemenza and let the Gil RP donation slide right in. She's also super cute and a drunk, so imagine the hijinks. Money is your love language
really
though, so there's no romance,
a
only
tavern
cold
dweller?
hard cash. If you're looking for something more storybook, look no further than your husbando, Sidurgu. Yup, the Dark Knight from the Job Quest line. His idle location is a bar, so it makes sense for you to meet there. Even though the vibes of Ishgard aren't at all good for dancing in a bar, honestly, your alpha nature unlocks the ability to dance in front of a stone-faced crowd, and that chat spirit will convince him you're a warrior worthy of his attention. You'll have to work hard to get that attention, but once you finally have it, you'll have it for life. He's the Kyo-Soma of Final Fantasy XIV, the type of guy who stays away from you because he thinks it's for your own good, and he'll probably get really jealous if you dance partner the DPS instead of him, which...
It's funny how all of the auras, I don't know, like all of the auras that have this particular face, like they all remind me of the little sun. Like that's just the thing. That's just the thing that you can't unsee anymore in every other aura phase.
Is kinda toxic, let's be real. Toxic men is what you like. You enjoy the thrill of the chase. And Satan, will you have to use all 3 dash charges on your way to get this guy? Healers, my brothers and sisters in arms. Let's start with the OG and the most popular of us, the White Mage. Now, White Mage, you don't necessarily want a relationship so much as you want a problem you feel like you can fix. So your waifu is Yotsuyu. There's definitely 1 or 2 things she needs to work on, and who better than a White Mage? A job that once flooded the entire world with the elements to finish that list for her. Spider Lily is a part of her motif, and the Blood Lily is part of your job gauge. Which means the tragic symbolism is off the charts. Actually, considering your sadistic nature, you could just be a villain by her side if that's your thing. Like Monk and Lise, you would be a power couple in the absolute worst way possible. Her being dead is kind of a problem that can't be fixed, which is good for you. Means you'll never get tired of her because you finally helped her.
You can resurrect though, right?
She's a video game character and dead. Double whammy. And of course, that means your husbando is Harshifon. All the angst appeals to you. You were one of the people most affected by his death, not because you cared about him as a character, but because the RP potential immediately stood out to you. And you thought to yourself, how can I use this moment to advance my character development and milk it for all it's worth? Then you immediately flew to Reddit to make 10 karma fishing posts about remembering him when you go into Endwalker. Just kidding, you're better than that! You like him because he's a paladin, and you can both use flashy holy magic spells together. I know, I had to go in there for a second.
Makes you want to cry like all over again.
You know I love you. On a more positive note, you like the juxtaposition of a man who's kind and pure, but destined for tragedy in the end. You love a sad romance, and that means Harshifon is your perfect dead mate. Hey, you mind doing me a solid and not being another Ida? I don't want another Palace of the Dead side quest just because you don't know how to move on. Scholars, my former main. Alright, let's get one thing straight. You're angry. I get it, so I'm gonna give you someone you just can't stay mad at. Your waifu is Feo Yule. I know their gender is kinda up in the air, but Feo Yule came to me personally and told me she can be whatever you want her to be, baby. She would throw herself at you, insist that you know how to treat a lady right because of your longtime allyship with Eos. And you can't really argue with that no matter how many paper cuts you try to give her with those XCOG pages. Even though she's annoying, she's also completely dedicated to you. Not in a yandere way, she would kill for you simply because she has no sense of morality. Much like yourself, she'll grow on you like a weed, and for that matter, would absolutely 420 with you. Yeah,
I love her character
your husbando
so much.
is Magni. Why? Well, every scholar is either stupid themselves, like me, or deeply attracted to stupid
that's the face
people.
that I was
and
talking
Magni
about.
is as stupid as they come. And he's a warrior. Your relationship with warriors is well documented, and you could probably educate him and his army of head-empty all-raw men on waging war. With you by his side, maybe he would actually be able to beat Sadu at her own game. And you will appreciate his, little son. Because it's so much better than the male Lalafell warrior you've been seeing otherwise. Astrologian, don't know why, but I feel like you guys deserve everything in the world. So I'll give you Isail for a waifu, because if she had you by her side, you could have read her fortune and stopped her from simping for dragons before it was too late. She's also drop-dead gorgeous.
This makes you feel
one
another
of the
kind
only
of
female
guilty.
denizens with rights by my calculations. You can retire in a little spiky house in the new Ishgard housing, where she's far enough away from the dragons to not fall back into her bad habits. She can't plan an escape because you can see the future. Even if she could, you're faster than her with light speed.
That's
You're the
very
only one with the
stalkerish
right
and
gravity to
creepy.
hold her down. Don't feel bad, it's for her own good. For your husbando, I give you the crowd favorite Amaric. Congratulations. He is
Oh,
an
come
absolute
on.
shrimp for the Warrior of Light, so you won't even
They
need
took
to
all the
try.
good
You'll be
ones.
saying something like, yeah, Mercury is in Ewer this month, so I need to trim my toenails. And Amaric would just be like, honey, you are so smart. Everything you say is so correct and fascinating. Can I please keep the clippings in a plastic bag so I can sniff them every day that you're
He
gone?
would-
You're
no,
just
he
freak
would
enough to
do
not mind
that.
his stranger habits, but now you know why he's been single all this time. He's a paladin too, and we all know the paladins are huge coomers. God forbid you're also a cat girl. That'll bring your relationship to the next level. Like you, Sale, he's gorgeous, and you're honest about being vain, so that works for you. He's willing to try anything for you, like the PEG-13, which is what we are. Family-friendly Final Fantasy 14 content. Don't tell Lucia, he'll never live it down. Sage, even
I
though your
love
player
this.
base hasn't been established yet, I've got some ideas. For your waifu, I'm gonna give you Minago. It sounds strange
I would love to see the Endwalker version of this once it comes out. Hopefully there's gonna be an update.
at first, but think of it this way. Sage is a job from Charlian, and because the Alamigo area has been oppressed by the Garleans for so long, they could really use someone coming along to help their soldiers and introduce the newest tech to their area. Minaga would be so appreciative of you. You would give each other confidence. You're gonna have to do your best to break through the friend zone, because she's gonna be convinced you're just really nice for a very long time. Plus, she's really busy being one of the only useful female Mikotes in the story. Just show her the new Lith
Is that
vibration
true?
setting and convince her you're worth the trouble. Your husbando is Nero. Like Machinist, you need a partner who can invent and nerd out with you, but
I
you're a little more
guess.
jaded than the Machinists. You need someone who's just one comment away from snapping and going completely feral. While you're asleep, he will mod the new lists do something terrible, like burn your food right as you're about to put it in your mouth, or shoot you with tiny lasers every time you try to take a leak. He
That
will
would-
actually
that
ruin
does
your
sound
life
like him.
somehow. You find it charming, and you make his life more difficult too, because you'd rather use Cardia on a Morble than give it to him. Kind of a toxic relationship, but also better off than Dancer and
Because
Sidurgu,
Nero is
because you're both
toxic.
aware that you're terrible people. Self-awareness does count for something. Casters! I didn't leave you for last because the rest of Final Fantasy XIV content creators forget you exist, and I want you to know I didn't. I only almost forgot you exist. Reward me with some chicken nuggies. OG Black Mage, this is gonna be controversial. I'm gonna give you Fordola. Reason being, she's kind of a bad person, which means all of your black magic buffoonery is gonna slide right by her. Cause if she tells on you,
Does
you've
this
got
make you wanna
receipts
go
ready to
Black
go
Mage?
to the grand companies within seconds. Mutual blackmail is the foundation of your relationship. Like the Reapers, you have a dark sense of humor, and there's a part of you that enjoys the idea that your waifu is stuck behind cell bars, and that you can only visit her at prison. You make jokes about smuggling things to her in your... She hates your guts. Pretty sure you're the only one who knows she's your waifu. I think she'll come around one day. A big departure from Fordola, you have Urianger as a husbando. Once again, we have blackmail
I guess
in
that
the
kinda
mix.
fits.
Satan knows that Urianger rehearses his speeches before every cutscene, and you've caught him in the act. You can expose him for being secretly brain dead anytime you want, and for that, he fears you. He's also kinda sorta guilty of betraying the Scions in the past, so you can hold
Yeah,
that
like-
over his head.
I feel like he hasn't gotten into enough trouble because of that.
Something about making an old man sigh in resignation as you go absolutely feral in the distance makes your heart go... He's also a healer now, so he can even adjust just for you. Considering he's an astrologian, he can probably just predict where the AoEs will be at any given time, meaning that being with this guy will increase your DPS. And that is all you care about. Don't troll him too hard. I'm pretty sure he has a weak heart compared to your Energizer Bunny edition. Summoner, I'm about to give you everything you want. Why not? That's what the devs are doing, so I guess I'll just do the same in the
Ouch.
hopes some of that good karma will rub off on me. Your waifu is Alize. In 2 years, mind you. Because Alize is already obsessed with
She's
the
like
Warrior of
16,
Light, you
right?
have an easy road into a relationship, and she'll be happy she can talk about magic with you, seeing as you are the superior caster. Plus, it'll make Albino your little brother, which means bullying him will feel all the sweeter. It's gonna be a weird moment when she's fully
That's
grown
awkward.
and towers over you like a giraffe. If you know it's good for you, you won't tell her she's not attractive to you anymore.
So she's gonna like she's pretty much going to grow like all at once and just become like twice her size. Yeah, I think she's still 16.
All good things must end. And I hope you pay for the favoritism you received in the job trailer, you vermin! Your husbando is... man, you're stacked. Your husbando is Graha Tia.
Aww.
Reason being, Graha is an
Aww.
all-rounder, and with the way the primals work, or at least the way they worked in the past, you yourself can be a DPS or a tank. Your healing potential
They
with
took
physic
all the good ones.
needs some work. That's why he's going to be healing you, because all non-sage
Okay, we need
healers
to-
are
we need to
bottoms, and Graha
respect.
Tia is the Webster-Merriam definition of a bottom. Like Alize, Graha Tia is absolutely in love with you, regardless of your gender. He wants nothing more than to follow you everywhere you go. Your Mega Flare brings all the cat boys to the yard. I admit, even I might want you. Rather, I want to take what you have and make it mine. Now that I think about it, your love interest has to worship you like a god or you'll be unhappy. Hey, did you threaten Yoshi P or something? Never mind! Forget I asked! Carry on! Red Mage, you're so flashy and charismatic, you could get anyone you want. Which is why I think you should throw caution to the wind and aim for the sky. Literally. So your waifu will be Heidelin. Right now in Endwalker, we're not
What?
sure who's the good or bad guy. We just know that she likes to give us cool
Wait, we haven't ever even seen Heidelin, right? Like the only kind of Heidelin that we ever saw was like the basically Minfilia as her representative. We don't know who she is. We maybe know the heart of Heidelin, but that's pretty much it.
powers when it's convenient for her. And for you, who lives between black and white magic, that's the perfect kind of morally
I
gray
need a
area
summoner
you're looking
too.
for. She's fond of ghosting you though, and you're too much of a hothead to put up with that. Considering a literal god took interest in you in the first place, I think you should simply learn to live with her dipping in and out of your life. You could be the parent of a demigod, so please
Wait, did we
reconsider
see her?
dumping her. Yeah, even if you're a girl, I'm pretty sure a god can just change depending on their mood, you know? Be careful you don't incur her divine wrath, although considering the OP Warrior of Light hijinks, you'll probably be fine anyway. The natural follow-up was that your husbando is Zodiark. While the general vibe of Zodiark is, well, evil, I'm telling you, he has grandpa vibes, not Urian J. Wise.
Yeah, the last cutscene, but I thought that was kind of like her heart, as in like the representative of her heart and not of herself. Or is that one and the same, pretty much?
And grandpa vibes. Zodiark has more of a clueless old man vibe. He has no idea how to have a conversation in the first place, let alone sound like Urian J while doing it. But based off of your job, mentor, you are cultured enough to appreciate an older gentleman. He won't smite you because he knows you could defeat him. So even if he's book dumb, he's street smart. He knows no one gets away with picking a fight with the Warrior of Light. He constantly breaks the fourth wall with his level of omniscience. You ask him to tell you a story from his life, but all he can recall is the utter annihilation of the people that worshipped him, which is intense. And I think the Red Mages will approve. He's also the only one who fully appreciates your collar pop
I only
victory
somewhat
pose,
know
so
him.
jot that
I
down.
only just started with the mage.
All right,
Oh, finally.
tryhards, it's finally your turn. Flex your tank privilege in front of me, will you? I'll put you in your place. Oh, I can hear your arrogant comments already. You just saved the best for last, haha. Don't make me come to your house in the middle of the night, kid. I'll start with Dark Knight, because someone has to put them first. You have clinically diagnosed major depressions, so you need someone who's gonna alleviate that. Your waifu is the one and only cat girl, Zoe Leopo. She's stupid and head empty, and her moldy pudding might poison you on occasion. But man, if she doesn't absolutely radiates sunshine. You can accept any woman for her many, many flaws as long as she loves you unconditionally and has a smile like diamonds. She'll also expose you to all the orphans under her wing, forcing you into a fatherhood role, which is what you need in order to lighten up. Now, I know what you're thinking. She does have a ponytail, but it's not a side ponytail, so she's probably safe from any tragic death character arcs that you Dark Knights so easily attract. A little bit different. You have Bald as a husbando. It might seem like an odd choice at first, but he's a pure guy, willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good, like you at the end of the day. He's also hefty and strong, so if you get tired carrying your big sword on your daily strolls along the beach, he can help you out. He won't allow you to sit in your room and sulk all day. He will drag you out on dates and social events. You tolerate it because he does all the talking for you. He's naturally charismatic, meaning he covers an aspect of your life that you struggle with. He has major death flags too, which feeds into your emo nature. I just hope it doesn't actually happen, because you deserve a chance at happiness with a big Bara boy. Next up is Gunbreaker, my personal main at the moment.
Oh yeah, actually
my
the
bias
last.
totally, absolutely, 100% does not feed into the choices here. They're just factually correct. Your waifu is Ishtola. Considering the guy who's gotten the closest to winning her heart is a Hrothgar, and that the Gunbreaker class was created by the Hrothgar, you've got story backing behind you. Plus, she's a black mage, so she needs someone to take the hard hits for her. Be honest, we're all simps here, and we would absolutely cherish her scathing, sarcastic remarks, because she'd rather die than be nice to us. She is attracted solely to chads, so we have to work hard to make her notice us, but ultimately, she's a sadist, and she will take pleasure in how hard we try for just a crumb of her affection. She just thinks we're so submissive and breedable, and you know what? She ain't wrong. Your husbando is Gaius. Once again, story clues us into this being the obvious choice, and my Satan, does this guy's chat appeal break the scales. Just look at the way he's holding Alphino in this scene. You wish that were you, huh? I don't blame you. By standing next to him, you might be able to absorb some of his Sigma spirit. The chemistry you have is unmatched, and if you didn't feel things during the Diamond Weapon side quests, you're lying to yourself. This is a love-hate relationship, but who doesn't like a good enemies to lovers story? Side note, but this guy looks like he wears the most expensive cologne just to tempt some weirdos to sniff. It's you, you're weirdos, but I forgive you and absolve you of your sin. It is understandable. Warrior, you are loud and proud. Learning how to balance your chaos is essential. I'm going to give you Serena. First, she's super cute and an aura, which you're apparently into. Whatever helps you get your inner release off, dude. Even though she's calm, she's also a Zayla at the head of a tribe in the Azim steppe, so she knows how to go absolutely chaotic too. We stan a girl with duality. She can probably cook like no one's business, which is good because Satan knows you put down food like it's a dog with rabies. She can talk you down off the edge when you go a bit too far,
shit, her
which is
puns
often,
are
and that
crazy.
means she basically has a full-time job stopping you from going on a murderous rampage. Make sure you compensate her properly with head pats. Careful though, don't stab yourself on the horns. Now, your husbando, let's throw balance to the wind. I'm giving you Ardbert, because what's better to fuel your inner beast than the literal voice inside your head that asks, aren't you tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go ape shit? His most iconic form, at least for me, is also a warrior, so you can both go oonga boonga in the corner together, away from the rest of polite society. Or, if you prefer him as a paladin, he can be your loyal little off-tank, because you guys put on tank stands so fast in trials it makes my head spin. Him being kinda sorta dead and living inside you is going to make you look like a lunatic when you talk to him, but you know what? I don't know why I say look like a lunatic when you self-identify as one, with pride even, so everything about this matchup is perfect. Paladin! Yes,
Actually,
I finally got
one.
to you. You're the flagship job of Endwalker, so I figured you could use a little humbling, but fear not, for I have given you two amazing choices. Maybe. One of them is controversial. Point is, you desire someone to protect, and you need the best waifu possible to fuel you, and that means you're getting Hilda. Machinist, let me speak before you molt.
She needs no protection whatsoever. What? I'm a little bit disappointed.
too hard in the comments. Hilda is a top-tier waifu. Everyone agrees on this. Everyone knows it. She's half Ellison, half Hyur, which manages to make Ellison look good
Okay,
with far
that's
more
true.
natural proportions. She's useful and cool in the story, so of course you're down to simp, which is all paladins really want to do. She's got an attitude, though. She'll absolutely clown on you for bringing a sword to a gunfight, as she absolutely should. She will humble you down from the arrogance Endwalker will instill in you and return you to the righteous path of the pure white knight. She's basically the Tifa of 14, so that means you've won big. Hope you like CBT, though. She definitely seems the type. And finally, your husbando, possibly against your will, is Xenos. Listen, you don't really have a choice. You go for anyone else, he's gonna be right there, waiting for you. No matter where you are, he's watching you. Going to the first? That's fine. He'll use that time to return his soul to his corpse and haunt you all over again. You on the moon? He's using his riches to buy a telescope and use it one-handed while he spies on you. Taking a bath? Not alone you aren't. He's obsessed with you, and that means he's the alternate dynamic. He is your enemy, your eternal rival. The light can only be seen because the darkness surrounds it, and he is your dark side. He's also a huge simp for you, which is a confusing moment because you're used to being the simp. It's nice to experience being on the other side of the desire for once. This guy literally escaped death to fight you one more time. Just submit. Although, you don't have to. He seems like the type of guy who would make some bottoming exceptions just for you. You gotta admire his dedication, even if you hate the writing that turns him into the cockroach of the storyline. Alright, and that's everyone! Blue Mage mains, you're not real. Stop lying and saying you're real. Fine, if you want something, I'm giving you Moon Brita and Fandaniel, and no, I will not elaborate. Remember to invite me to all of your weddings.
Because they're the only ones left.
I don't want to be there for that dumpster fire for. And though it pains me to leave you with this cringe, this rap will keep you company along the way. Cringe culture is dead. Keep the kids well fed. Gonna get them all wet so they get this bread. Haters, it's cool, go ahead. I leave your comments all unread. Here's a nuggy snack instead. Love you anyway, meanie head. Not sure about this you said. Look back, but I've already fled. Happy marriage, tie the threads. Hope the wedding don't go red. As I make my way to bed, I feel my heart pound full of dread. A cat girl with her legs spread. Think I'd rather snort some lead.
Holy shit. That was so good. Oh man. That was awesome. Oh man, I loved the video. And sorry guys for absolutely ignoring you there. I was overly consumed by the madness of everything in this video. That was really good. Thank you.